that I know who I'm talking to, because all you've got is Huawei P30, and I don't know. So if you click on participants down the bottom, you will see, let me see who's here. Hey, Amy, I've got Huawei, I've got Jennifer Tablet, and the others I've got names for. So hello, everybody. I was kind of thinking, oh, nobody's going to come on, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. So you're my old faithfuls, guys. Thank you so much. So I'm banned from going live on Facebook for the next 20 days. So I'm not really sure why. When I come into Facebook, I tend to just click okay. But yeah, I just got a notification then you're banned. So God knows what I've done, or what I'm perceived to have done. But there you go. I haven't been sharing any Antifa stuff or anything like that. So I'm not sure why, because I'm allowed to post on Facebook and on my personal Facebook page, but not on my business Facebook page. Hey, Margaret, how are things? Hey, Liz, you're on your phone. How are things? And how do you find the Huawei phone? My son was thinking of changing the iPhone and getting one of those. But his work gave him an Android phone, which he doesn't like at all. So I'm not sure the Huawei would be any better. You love it. Okay. And are they dual SIM? Because I think he'd love a dual SIM one as well, because he has his work number and he has his home number. Hey, Jennifer Tablet, how are things? How are you keeping? How is everybody keeping? Who's got their hand up? I didn't realize. I thought I turned off the raise hand function. Oh, hey, Jennifer. I just see the hands then, and it I'll lower your hand there. Okay. I don't know where they're jumping around here. Love a card. Am I on the right track for my future? Well, let's have a look, Susie. Are you on the right track? How is everybody during the prolonged lockdown anyway? I know Amy's in the US, so not necessarily on lockdown, I don't think. A little bit of lockdown, you were telling me. But we're still kind of, Amy, we got a speech from our esteemed leader last night telling us that we might be able to, in another 3 or 4 weeks, we might be able to meet up with one other person outside in the fresh air. You know, and at the same time as he was saying this, the news were showing people like sitting in the park in groups talking. So it didn't really make any sense to me, but there you go. It'll be the 5th soon. Maybe you'll get a surprise update. Maybe. Okay, so Susie Summers. So Susie, are you on the right track for your future? So it's a very broad question, okay? Maybe I'll pull an angel card unless you want to narrow it down a little bit. So when I first glanced at it, I thought you were asking about your love life and are you on the right track? So with just one question, one card, I can't see that everything in your future is going to work out. So is there a particular topic, or do you just want me to pull an angel card? So let me put out my angel cards here. Okay. Hey Megan, how are things? Yeah, we'll come to you now in a second. Hey, Antoinette. Oh, okay. So, Annette, if you want to ask a specific question that I can answer in one card, I'd be quite happy to answer that for you. But I, couldn't look at everything in life in just one card. Unfortunately, I might be good, but I don't think I'm that good. I'd love to say I am. Maybe I am. Oh, okay. So let's see. Oh, there you go. Well, you can't deny that popped out for you. So who did I say? Susie Summers. Okay. Susie. Okay, well, there definitely needs to be more balance in your life. Yeah, so I've chosen an angel card for you here. I see that you say down below. But what I have to say to Susie is that you're carrying too much from the past. Now, you're definitely some kind of a light worker or holistic worker or something like that, okay? Your chakras are very open, okay, especially this one up here. You do receive a lot of information from the spirit world. So, I mean, I'm not meeting you, so I can't tell you if you're psychic or if you're mediumistic or something, but I know that you're open and you're open to it. What I would suggest maybe is that maybe when things open up again, you might be able to get some kind of a Reiki session or a Rahani session or something like that, just to clear everything out. And that will help you get rid of the garbage that you're carrying with you, because you are carrying an awful lot from the past and it's weighing you down and it's holding you back, and it brings this kind of, it's sucking the energy from you is basically the way I want to put it. Okay, so it's time to purge everything. So I would suggest some kind of a healing session when we're allowed to do all those kinds of things again. And I think after that, then you would be really looking at things much more positively, and you'll see much more options open to you. That the only reason you're not seeing them now is because, as I say, your chakras are all clogged up with the past. Okay, so I definitely think that's the right route for you to go, and you'll definitely feel much better after that. Okay, so let me see who's after Susie. Megan. Okay, Megan. So you didn't ask a specific question, so let's go for an angel card. Okay. Now let's have a look. Actually, you know what? It's nice. So it's with a smaller group that messages aren't flying by so quickly. I don't know why people don't come on Zoom. But I did open a Facebook group, which I had intended to do all my lives in. And then I don't know, is it because it's connected to my Facebook page, but I'm not allowed to go live in it. And that's kind of like for months. It's nothing to do with being punished or anything. But yeah, so I can't go live in that group. So what I'm thinking is maybe in the next couple of weeks, I've opened another group page. I maybe just get everyone to move across one that's not connected to my business account, because for some reason I just can't go live on it. And I've tried so many different ways. I have a couple of different kinds of software for going live on Facebook, and none of them will work in it. So I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so Megan. Okay, Pet. So Megan, there's still a lot of healing to do here. Okay, I'm definitely being told here that you're not necessarily holding on to stuff, but there's some hurt that you're not working your way through. Okay, and even though you're, giving lip service here that you want to move forward, you want to make changes, you're kind of talking about it, but not doing anything to make it happen. Okay, so worry about putting everything, that you've been through in the past. Worry about healing from that first, and then you can make your change and you make your difference in this world. Okay, again with you, there's just a couple of your chakras that are covered. I wouldn't say every one of them. Okay, but your solar plexus is definitely one. So it's the one here, just in your tummy, and that's the one where we get our gut instinct from. Okay, so that is your what you're not trusting, I suppose. So really kind of the things that you need to do, the changes you need to make, all that kind of stuff, but you're not doing it. Also, again, your chakra up here, your crown chakra, same as we spoke to the lady before, that is, you have that covered. So whereas I was talking to her about hers being wide open, yours is very much covered. So you're not listening or paying attention to what you're getting from spirit. So you're getting your gut instinct and you're getting signs from spirit, but you're not necessarily paying attention to anything. Okay, so be aware of that. But you do have, a change. You do have a place in this world and things that you need to do, because you are going to bring in a lot of change around you. Okay, but you need to move on from this hurt. Okay, no more feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, I say that jokingly. Of course, I don't mean it. We can lick our wounds when we need to, but don't hold on to it for too long. Okay, I hope that helps, Megan. Okay, so Annette, you were giving me, okay, so family issues. Okay, I love a good family story. It might be hard to maybe get a conclusion to this in like just one card, okay? And you can see how quickly it jumped out there. So I want to see if there's something else this one turned over to. Okay, so somebody's chomping at the bit to give you an answer. So I do have two cards here because I wanted to make sure I was getting it right. The first one that you saw pop out as soon as I started shuffling, that was one that tells me that you're feeling very much on the outside of the family. Okay, when you feel like you're outside the window and you've got your nose pressed up against the glass. Okay, so a bit of feeling like that. Now, to be fair, I wouldn't say it's all other people's blame. I can't blame everybody else for that, because we have to take our part in this too. So what I would say to you here is to phones work both ways, roads work both ways, that you have to kind of keep your, as we say in Ireland, your spake in with them as well. Okay, that you have to keep in contact and make sure other people are aware what's going on for you, and not just always expect that they will keep you in the loop. And there's the feeling here, and it's probably because of COVID, the fact that you haven't been seeing each other, you haven't been keeping them appraised of what you're up to, they haven't been keeping you appraised of what they're up to. So there does seem to be some miscommunication here. I do feel that all of this will work itself out over time. I will say though, putting it on the long finger and thinking I'll sort it out next month or, you know, later in the year or whatever, that is only going to make the situation worse. So tackle it now, and never put off tomorrow what you can do today, okay? Because it might leave you with some regrets and some issues that will stretch into the future rather than ones that can be handled, okay? So don't sit back waiting for somebody else to take the initiative here. You can do it too. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, I'm trying to do this in order, so no problem. Should I contact my twin flame? Separation stage, I'm yearning to. Okay, so let's ask Caroline. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, sorry, I dropped those. It's about 10 cards there that I dropped. Okay. Hang on, I'm going to take a drink in a second. Because I've been talking, originally I was supposed to have someone at this time, but they had to cancel last minute. So I said I'd pop on if I could, but then I wasn't allowed to go live. Okay, so sorry now, Caroline, let me just take a quick drink. And you know, when I'm on the fizzies, when you see me with something, I've had this on my desk all day, so it's actually quite warm now. It's like tea, but because I was working really late last night and then I started really early this morning, so I'm ready for bed now. It's just been one of those days, so I need the sugar. Caroline, this is the kind of person that you are. You like to keep people at arm's length. You don't necessarily like people looking in on every aspect of your life, okay? So keeping this person at arm's length isn't necessarily out of the ordinary, or as Tom Jones says, it's not unusual. It just popped into my mind there. It's not unusual for you. But I would say it's probably the best thing for you right now. Okay, and just for a little while, maybe later in the summer or early autumn, you might be able to have a better relationship with this person, but not right now. Emotions are running too high, okay? And you both need your space. So enjoy the space, but don't think that you have to have this person out of your life forever. Okay, I do think there can be a relationship there going forward, but only when you've both healed. Okay, so yes, it's the right thing for now. I'm sorry to say, I know you're dying to reach out. Okay, I can't wait to see my sister. I miss them. I have 7. You have 7 sisters. Wow. You know, you could have done 8 grooms for 8 sisters, a follow-up to 7 brides for 7 brothers. I love that movie. Hope to get a card. I can't wait to see my sister. I miss them. I have 7, and it was my mum's 70th birthday last Sunday. We miss mom and dad so much. God love you. Okay, so the question is, okay, you want to know, are they going to come through? So let's try some mediumship in a minute. Let me just get, because we don't have that many people on here. Let me get through some of the questions first. Okay. Sue Jones is saying the same thing. She's looking for a mediumship. Okay. Annette, we've done. Okay, Stacey Grace. Let's have a look. Now. Oh, there you go, Stacey. Okay, Stacey. Okay, the summer actually is going to be a great time for you, Stacey. This is a really positive card with regards to the height of the summer, so maybe around the July time, okay? This is when you'll come into yourself, and there seems to be a really good window of opportunity here for you, okay? So life is good, life is opening up, life is starting again, and you're definitely talking about as I say, like if you saw this card, the angel's wings are perched, ready to move forward, but you're not looking at where you're going, okay? You're concentrating too much on where you are today and what's going on in your life today. I know it's easy for me to sit here and say this, guys, but, you know, getting caught up in a moment, the U2 song, getting stuck in that moment, it just stops you from getting past it, okay? And what you need to do is get past today and stop worrying about everything that's going on in your life today. Like we could all get maybe bogged down with the thought that, you know, this lockdown's going on forever. Maybe we've been on the, you know, the emergency payment or whatever, but that's today's issues. You want to look at the positivity that's coming, okay? And, you know, June, July, especially July, I think will be excellent months for you if you can just concentrate on looking forward and not keeping yourself still. Now, your heart chakra is wide open, okay? Be careful that you don't lead yourself into disappointment. And what I mean by that is, it's not even necessarily with regards to romantic relationships, but, you know, just, you know, don't always take people at face value because not everybody's as open as you are, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it's easy to know, you know, that your intentions are very pure here. Okay, so definitely lots of opportunity coming your way in the summer, opening up, living life again. And you know, we've got a really good aura here too. The only thing that I would say to you is that you're not necessarily seeing the signs that your angels and your guides are sending you, because your chakra is covered. Just this one, none of the others, just your third eye. Okay, so you could go for some Reiki or Rahani, or you could just get yourself like this if you can see it. Well, this is carved in an angel, but you can just get it in a small tumblestone as well. Okay, so this one is called Golden Tiger's Eye, and that helps you to open your throat chakra, but also your third eye for your spirit messages. So that might be a good thing for you to do, but definitely lots and lots and lots of positivity here. Okay, I hope that helps, Stacey. Hey, Jacinta, how are you keeping? So again, not a specific question. Oh, God love you, Megan. I'm so sorry to hear about your granddad. And you'd think I'd hear these things, Megan, but I hear nothing. I may as well be on a different planet as out the country. So guys, I know that Megan lives in town. She's a lot younger than me, so I wouldn't know that much about her, but so she would live near where I live, where I grew up as well. And you'd think that I would hear when, you know, someone around the parish dies, but I live now about 4 miles, 5 miles away from Megan, and I may as well be on another planet at the moment, because I don't see anybody, I don't hear any news, and I suppose I'm the worst in the world for checking up and, you know, what's going on the local news channel or whatever. So I'm really sorry to hear that, Megan. Her granddad passed away on Monday, and I hope that you're okay. You know where I am. Okay, so somebody's just asking there, is your partner okay? So I can't read your partner. Your partner is not here. If you're asking me to do mediumship, I'm going to try to do some mediumship in a minute, but we will see how that goes. I see there's 12 new messages, but we haven't necessarily had 12 new people. So who did I say I was going to pull a card for? Jacinta. Sorry, Jacinta. I got on a bit of a ramble there. Okay, so let me see. These cards are big when you're tired and your hands get tired from shuffling. There you go. Oh, actually, good card for you, Jacinta, coming out. Okay, so what's in this card? First of all, there's a lot of white around you. Okay, so this is your pure intentions. Okay, but I have met Jacinta before, and I know that she's a really nice lady. So, you know, she would never have any bad intentions around anybody, and that's been reflected here in this card. But what's also been reflected here in this card is that you've been holding yourself static for too long. Okay, that while you've wanted some change in your life, and you've definitely been looking for it and maybe trying to manifest it, but you've never felt that things have worked out till now. Well, your stars are aligned right now. Okay, so now is the time to push for the things that you've wanted. Okay, so this is a really good time to think about all those things that you've wanted. You know, ask your guardian angels, ask your spirit guides, but as well as that, you need to be very what's the word I'm looking for, I suppose, proactive in setting things into action. But there won't be a better time this year than there is right now. Okay, so if you want change, go out and grab it. Don't wait for it to come and knock on your door. Okay, I hope that helps. You're welcome. Sarah White, something from the angels. I think we can manage that. Okay. I'm just going to go through them in order here, guys. I know people are raising hands, and we'll see. We're going to try something in a minute. Okay, so who did I say this was for? I keep forgetting. Sarah White. Okay, Sarah. Okay, so what I'm being told here, Sarah, is that you're coming through, or just coming to the other side of a very difficult time in your life. Okay, and this to some extent has left you broken, is the word that comes to mind, but you definitely feel like a part of you is lost. Okay, and you have completely closed down. Again, your heart chakra in particular is the one that you've closed down, but this is what we do when we've been through some kind of disappointment or bad time in life. What you are holding on to is the summertime. So even you've already got the feeling that things are going to start to get better in the summer. Okay, and I definitely think that you're not far off the mark here, but you will have to You will have to, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe be more proactive as well. Prepare yourself, I suppose, for better times to come in, because from where you're sitting at the moment, it's like you're in a very pessimistic place, okay? And therefore you're not ready for this positivity to come into life. So you might also consider a healing session or maybe some meditation, whatever it is that helps you to envisage where you want to be, okay? Because at the moment you're very caught up in the past. And while we're caught up in the past, we can't concentrate on the future. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And that I know that you've been through a lot. I know that your energy is depleted. You know, I know that you're, you know, putting out the signs that you want these changes. So they are coming your way. It will be the very end of the summertime. Okay. So it's not likely to be kind of, you know, May, June, maybe towards the end of July or even into August time before you feel the positivity, but it is coming. Okay. Work on yourself first before you're ready to project it into other parts of your life. Okay. Hope that makes sense. But on the other hand, I'm kind of glad to see that you're coming through the other side. Okay. Hey, Danielle. So Danielle is looking for an angel card again. Okay. So let's have a look. Yeah. See somebody telling me that things are starting to look up for them. So we all need a bit of positivity in our lives right now. Sorry, let me close out my email because it's going to buzz away in the background every 5 or 10 minutes as it updates. And there. Okay, so let's see. Now. Okay, so did I say Danielle Malone? Oh God, you have to have seen that one jump. Okay, Danielle. Okay, so Danielle knows exactly what she wants. Okay, she has all the answers here, and you know you've been through a lot of healing. You know, I definitely feel that you're in a better place than you have been for some time. So this is really good. It says here that you know what you want, but you don't know how to get it. And the reason that you don't know how to get it is because you're not listening to your gut instinct. Okay. Decisions don't necessarily take that much from us if we listen to our intuition. And I haven't said this for ages, but I used to always say to people, you know, if I said to you, now, you know, we'll have a takeaway tomorrow night. What do you want? Do you want Chinese or Indian? Okay. And you'd immediately think, oh, well, I'll have Indian maybe, or I'll have Chinese. And then obviously, because that's just the two choices I gave you, but you know what I mean? And then when I could ask you then again at 6 o'clock tomorrow, you know, do you still want Indian? And you'll say yes, because your first instinct of what you want is what you really want. It's when you start mulling it over and thinking of all the permutations and combinations that are available to you, that's when you get confused. Okay, so start listening to your gut. You've even started to make some inroads towards where you want to be. You know what it is you want, but you're just telling yourself that you don't know how to get it, but you actually do. This tells me that you have all the answers. It tells me you're on the right track. It tells me, you know, you have good intuition. You're even seeing the signs from your angels and your spirit guides, but you're just not trusting. So something has stopped you from trusting yourself, and you need to get over it. Okay. Very easy for me to sit here and tell somebody to get over something, isn't it? Sounds very condescending, but you do. I always remember I met this lady one time. I read for her, and she was American, and she told me that she'd come to Ireland once on holidays, and she'd actually come over on her own for some reason. I can't remember why, but she was on her own, and she'd booked into this B&B. So she arrived in Ireland, she hired a car, she drove down to the B&B, and she arrived at the door of the B&B, and this lady opened the door, and there was 3 dogs biting around, barking around this lady's feet, you know, because somebody's at the door, rah, 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 the way they go. And she was petrified of dogs, and she said to the lady, "You never told me you've dogs." She said, "I'm scared of dogs." And the lady in the B&B said to her, "Get over it." And she said, come on in. And so she went in and she booked in anyway. By the end of the week, she had the dogs sleeping in the bed with her, and she went straight back to America and got herself a dog from a shelter. So we can, when we put our mind to it, get over things. Okay. And she just said, that lady just said to her that day, get over it. She wasn't taking any hop or locking her dogs up or anything. She said, get over it. I know it sounds a bit cruel maybe, but there you go. Okay, so Anne-Marie Murphy is next. Okay, let's have a look. I don't think I'm going to get to mediumship because questions keep coming, and yet the numbers don't seem to be going up, so I don't understand it. But it's okay, we'll get through as many as we can. Okay, we'll see what's going. Oh, on here we go. Now, who did I say this one was going? Anne-Marie Murphy. Okay, Anne-Marie, stop hiding is the message for you. Okay, you're it's almost like you've a mask on. You show people the side of you that you want them to see, or that you want them to perceive is the real you, but it's not necessarily the real you. Okay, so I know I'm talking a lot about chakras tonight, but they're a big part of our intuition. And you know, when I'm doing the course, I'll be doing an awful lot on where the energy comes from different things. Okay, and for you, the heart chakra and the throat chakra, so your emotion and your communication, completely closed off. Okay, and this is somebody that isn't showing their true self. So there's no need for you to hide. Okay, there is no need. We're always all going through something. And the thing I love about this card actually is that it has daffodils on it. Okay, they were my granddad's favorite flower. We used to go picking daffodils every spring, and the daffodils are in bloom at the moment. I can see them out my window here. So now is the time for you to make this change. Don't wait until the summer. Don't wait until the end of the summer. Don't wait until the autumn time. Now is the time for you to emerge from, I think the word cocoon is overused. I would normally say cocoon here, but I don't mean as regards COVID. I mean for you hiding away, and show people who the true you really is, and what it is you want, and who it is you are. Because people pleasing doesn't give us the life that we need. Okay, it gives everybody else what they need from us, but it doesn't give us any quality of life. So no more pretending and no more hiding. Okay, Mary Casey, you said a reading. I'm assuming you mean a card. Okay, so let's have a look now. There you go. Okay, so Mary Casey. So card here, and it does talk about maybe a romantic relationship or interest or whatever. And what I'm being told here is that there's two people who have very different outlooks, okay, and very different directions that they're heading in life. Now, that's not to say that something can't work out, but from where you're standing at the moment, it can't. And there's going to need to be maybe some conversation or some compromise around this. Because in order to make this relationship work, you both need to be moving in the same direction. But it's telling me that at the moment you're too far apart in where you want to be and what you want from life to make this work long term. So you may find that a relationship or maybe even a potential relationship isn't heading in the right direction at the moment, and that's why. But I would always like put a proviso. I always put a proviso in when we're talking about a romantic relationship, because if you have to compromise early in a relationship, I often wonder, does that mean you're going to have to compromise forever? Okay, so you know, we all want someone that's going to put us on a pedestal. And you know, I can't make any decisions for anybody as to whether or not this would be the right relationship for you. But if there's a way where you can work to head in the same direction, then there will be a chance. But from where you are at the moment, it's not likely to work out well. Okay. Margaret, can I have a card? I'd like to know if keep improving as they have started to look up lately. Okay, so it's not necessarily specific, so we'll stay with the angel cards and see if there's more improvements to come in. Oh damn, I dropped those, so I definitely can't say if that's for you. I apologize. Okay, let's have a look. Maybe if I sat up straight instead of just leaning across the desk. It's just that time of the day. It's been a long day. Now let's see. Oh, pop enough now for me to say that that's for you, and maybe there's not. I keep dropping them. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put out the smaller deck that I have because they're much easier to hold. So small. These are actually the size of a normal like playing deck, and they feel really small when you pick them up after the big ones, because I've been working with the tarot all day. So I'm delighted to say that I'm doing mediumship all tomorrow, which is good for me. I like to have a balance between the two. Okay, so who did I say I was talking to? Margaret. Okay, so things have started to look up lately, you're telling me. And yes, I don't doubt that they have, because I can see the window of opportunity behind you. But you also haven't necessarily got past the point. I'm itching, guys, because I'm covered in hives. I ate tomatoes for the first time in a long time there a few days ago, and I'm covered in hives. And when I say covered, I don't exaggerate, like literally everywhere. They're on my ankles, they're on the backs of my knees, particularly, all down my arms, my back. I'm just covered in hives. So I am itching when I'm sitting here. I haven't got bugs or anything, it's just hives. Sorry, I digress, Margaret, but this one is saying that you're kind of still at the point of breaking almost, okay? You're carrying too much emotion. You never let go of what you bring forward with you, okay? So there's an ad on television, for those of you who aren't in Ireland, there's an ad on Irish television for, like, I don't know what you'd call it, something that helps you go to the toilet. And the ad is that this lady's carrying her handbag, or your purse as you call it over there, around with her, and all day, instead of eating food, she's thrown it into this handbag. So the point is that by the end of the day, everything is still just like shoved in there, and that, you know, you need to take something or to help you get rid of it. So if we talk about the same kind of idea with regards to emotions, that we just shove them in our handbag or our purse as we go around, rather than dealing with them and then moving on. And this is what Margaret has been doing, okay? So probably making sure that everybody around her is fine while never worrying about herself, with the result that there's a backlog of emotions here that need to be dealt with, and it's almost at overflowing point. It's time to purge, okay? It's time to let all of these things go. It's time to tell a few home truths to a few people and get it off your chest, okay? So open up that throat chakra, open up that heart chakra, but, you know, I would suggest maybe a healing session for yourself as well, to try and purge all of that hurt that you're holding on to. Because I'm always saying it to people that we feel we've moved on from something because time has physically moved on. We can't stop the days, the weeks, and the months from moving on. But what we don't do is deal with the emotion connected to what we're moving on from. And that's what you need to do, okay? So purge the emotion and move on entirely. And once you've this done, I have no doubt that you will see a lot more opportunity and positivity in your life than you have in the last while. Okay, hope that makes sense. Hey Keith, how are things? Blessed art thou amongst women. Welcome. And of course you can have a card. So you haven't asked a specific question, so I'm going to stay with the angel cards here. Okay. Oh, that was half the deck, and that was more me dropping them than anything else. Sorry. Bear with me. We're getting there. We'll find a card for you. Oh, Jacinta, you're more than welcome. Oh, you know what, Sam, everybody's struggling right now, really and truly. Keith, you've asked for a card, but I suspect that you may have a specific question on your mind. You might have to spit it out, because and as she says that. Okay, so let's see. Let's get an overall. Okay. Keith, what I'm being told here, and you'll notice that more than one card popped out, but they do tell a story. Okay, and what I'm being told here is that you've let an opportunity pass you by, okay, and I feel like you may regret it now. So I don't know, did you turn down a job or the opportunity to train for something? Now, that's probably more psychic now than just reading the cards. But what I do want to say is that I feel like you are regretting this, but you realize that you do this kind of thing because you hold yourself back, okay? It's almost like, what is it almost like? It's almost like you're afraid that it will go wrong, and you're so afraid that it will go wrong that you just don't take the chance at all. Okay, well, you've got to trust yourself a little bit more, and what you need to do is to blow your own trumpet. Okay, nobody's going to take a chance off you if you're giving off the vibe that you don't believe in yourself. So you need to have a lot more self-confidence and put yourself out there, and almost be a talker or a chancer and say, I can do that. You're probably way too young to remember a guy called Yazzer Hughes, but if you look him up on YouTube, you'll see some clips. It was a program now, I barely remember it. I remember reruns of it because I think it was on in the early 80s, so I would have been very, very young. But it was a guy called Yazzer Hughes, and he just used to go around to everybody, gives a job, I can do that, gives a job. And that's kind of almost the way you need to be. You need to make other people believe in your abilities, okay, so that you can believe in yourself. So it's almost like you need to put on this false bravado, okay, and blow your own trumpet and move past your own hang-ups, if that makes sense to you, okay. I wouldn't even say healing right now, because I just feel that you're not necessarily in a place to heal from something. It's like you want to see a path forward before you begin the healing process, and that's okay. Okay, but believe in yourself more, because you're more capable than you give yourself credit for, and don't let opportunities pass you by. Okay, those kind of opportunities, when you let them pass you by, look, sometimes they come just once in a lifetime, and I don't want anybody to be on their deathbed 50 years or 60 years from now telling me, oh, Sandy, I wish I'd done it then. Do it now. Okay. Okay. Hey, Liz, how are things? Hope you're keeping well. Fingers crossed for cards. Struggling a bit right now. I know it's hard. Come here, around. Oh, so sorry. I was reading your message there, Jennifer, but bear with me. I was reading Sam's thing and I got a card for her. So this card actually is about signs, Sam. So I know that you feel like you're struggling a bit right now, but is there a sign in what you've been going through? Because what I'm being told here is that lots of signs are being sent your way, because now is the time. So similar to what I said to somebody earlier, but not exactly the same situation. But again, you have stars aligned in the sky here. And this means that the time is right to do the things that you want to do in life. But you need to very much take guidance from your spirit guides, from your angels, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So stop questioning yourself is what I would say to you. Keep your eyes on the prize. Okay. Don't look backwards. Don't look down at where you are at the moment. Keep your eyes on where you want to be. Your chakras are all open. Okay. But again, trust is an issue for you. Okay. I do believe that you know what you want in your heart. I do believe that you know how to get it. I just believe that you're almost scared, a little bit like what we said to Keith a minute ago, but kind of in a more profound way, as in this has been something that's kind of dogged you all your life. Okay. You are a healer. Okay. You have a way with people. You can counsel, you can heal, you can do lots of, different modalities in order to help other people. That's if you choose to do it. Nobody's going to force you to do it. Okay. But you do have an ability there, and it's whether or not you choose to use it that's going to help you to make a difference. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So let's see. Okay. If I get through all of these. Keith. Okay. Okay. So you're moving past the Garda process, are you? I'd say it's probably a good idea at the moment, with all the feeling that that people have for the Gardaí at the moment. Oh, no problem. You're more than welcome, Keith. Keith is just saying, and it's actually a very sweet message. He says that I have a great way with words. He can relate to what I've said and he'll take it on board. Like, that's so nice. Because I always feel like I go the long way around saying something. Urax lotion. I'd never heard of that now, but I will write it down. It sounds like it's for something else, doesn't it? EURAX lotion for hives. I was going to try and get in maybe tomorrow and get some Perthon or something, but I'll ask the chemist about that as well, because I think it's something to do with the tomatoes, and maybe I should buy the organic ones, because I wonder if it's something that they put on the tomatoes when they're growing them, some kind of pesticide or something that causes the hives. And I'm itching all over, and I'm tired too, which probably isn't helping. So let's see. You're welcome, Danielle. Okay, Trudy, let's see. And Georgina. I know, and I said that I'd get through, this is just saying that she was hoping for a reading. I know I don't always get round to it. I was hoping I'd get through the questions first, but they just keep coming and I don't want to disappoint anybody. So who did I say I was going to pull this one for? Trudy. Okay, Trudy. So there's really a need to go back to basics with you, Trudy. There's a need to ground yourself here, okay? And, you know, it's a good time because obviously we've got a lot of plants and stuff in bloom around us. You know, I don't know if it's possible for you to take maybe a barefoot walk in your garden, maybe just, you know, even sit out and enjoy some fresh air, but a real need here to ground yourself, okay? Don't put too much distance between you and other people, okay? We all feel like we want to cut ourselves off and lick our wounds and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want you to do that, okay? I want you to engage with the people around you. I want you to take the healing, that the support that they offer, okay? I just feel here like you're devoid of any energy, like something's taken all your energy and your hope and your enthusiasm, and I feel like you're a bit flat at the moment, okay? But it will be easy to pick you back up, but you just need to ground yourself. And you know, there's lots of different meditations out there on YouTube and on different websites, and choose one for grounding, you know, where they talk you through the meditation. And as you're meditating, I know I say meditation, but it's even just listening to a piece of music. And it, you know, with the days being nice now, even if you could have a seat out in the fresh air for, you know, 15 or 20 minutes, listen to some meditation. Imagine that there's roots coming out of your feet and you're rooting yourself to the center of the earth, okay? So it's to bring yourself back down, to ground yourself, to bring your logical brain back into check, okay? Almost like you've been feeling disconnected for a little while. And I think you really feel the difference with this, okay? And even when I'm talking, I get the impression that you've been carrying a lot of weight for a long time and now you don't know what to do without it, okay? So it's time to find out about you and reconnect with who you truly are, okay? And I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, Georgina would also love a card. How are you, Georgina? Okay, so I dropped those. Whenever I think of the name Georgina, Georgina, I don't know why I think that you're not in Ireland, but there is an Irish film. What's the Irish film where she calls the baby Georgie? Guys, it's a funny Irish film and you should just watch it out of pure interest because it's just funny. Somebody will tell me now what the film is. No. They will though. Okay, so we may be there to the point. Let's see. Georgina. So Georgina, sorry, even my eyes are tired now. What I do want to say to you, Georgina, is you need to recharge yourself, okay? So a little bit like what we said to the lady there about maybe reconnecting or grounding yourself. But in your case, it's not necessarily connecting yourself to the earth as much as it is connecting yourself with your spiritual side, okay? And I've been told here that this is something that you've ignored for the longest time. Even though you're always envisaging your chakras as being open, which is what we need to do, it's envisaging this happening. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you know, that we can almost see or picture this in our head. And just feel like now is a very spiritual time for you. Okay, so you might find that you're getting a lot of signs maybe in dreams or messages even from spirit, in dreams, or you know, in things that are happening around you. And I want you to start keeping a notebook of these things that you're seeing. You know, as I said to somebody recently, I don't care if it's an orange handbag that you've had a dream about, just write it down, because you might hear a piece of news, whether it's from a neighbor or on the television, in, you know, in the next few months, that you know, you'll resonate, oh my God, that's my orange handbag. Okay, so I want you to write down those little things that you dream or daydream about, the little, you know, weird things that happen, like an old song that you wake up singing from 1982 and then all of a sudden it's on the radio. Okay, so all those little things that come out that are anomalies, if you like, I want you to start writing them down, because these are signs that you're getting from the spirit world, and I want you to stop ignoring them, okay, as you have been doing before. And I don't know if you've ever thought about, you know, concentrating more on your spirituality, but definitely now is the time for you to think about working on that more, but only if you choose to. I never say to somebody that they have to do it, but you're getting an awful lot of signs from spirit, so start writing them down, because I think we forget them and we forget part of them, and as things go on, you know, it could be in 3 or 6 months time where we say, oh, that, like, I get the feeling of deja vu. I get the feeling that I knew that was going to happen and I don't know why. And when we've got that journal to flick back through, and I say journal, I don't want you to sit and write an essay. It's my journal, my notebook is a book of bullet points. You know, I might wake up in the morning and I say dark dream, nanny, you know, blue car and rain, and that will be the summary of my dream for the night, you know. So no big paragraphs, just bullet points, something that will trigger your memory when the time is right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you're more the Snapper. Thank you, guys. I knew. So there, Georgina, watch a movie called The Snapper, an Irish movie, very very funny. And yeah, she calls the baby Georgie in the end, and you'll see why. Okay, Jennifer and Sue, I know you're there, and I know Liz is there, and we keep getting people joining in. So I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'll see if I can even do something for 10 minutes on the mediumship side. I was walking my garden, sitting out, listening to you. Oh, thanks, Trudy. That's lovely. I'll probably put you to sleep though. Where did I see it? So Martina Wilson is there. I saw somebody else. Did I? Lorna and Martina, I think, are the only one. Ah, there you go. So Georgina is telling me that for the last 2 weeks, she's been waking up at 6:16 a.m. every morning. So if that's not a sign, what is a sign? Okay. I'm just see 12, 13, 4. Okay. Galaxy J4. I'm probably not going to get to you for an angel card, but when I don't have a name, I can't connect with you anyway. I need something that I can connect to. So let's see. Who did I say? Lorna and then Martina. Okay, so let's have a look. Lorna. Okay. Oh, Lorna is definitely an angel person, okay? Definitely you have a lot of signs around you, a lot of support from your angels. You don't listen, but they send it anyway, okay? But how many of us do listen? And sometimes the channels almost get like, you know, blocked up with the amount of signs that we're getting, and we feel like they're conflicting. But if we actually pay attention, and sometimes I need to write them down in a list what I'm getting in order to make sense of them. I will say one thing to you as well here, Lorna, that there may be some kind of legal document to be signed in the near future. And I just want to say, just to make sure that you're prepared to go ahead with this, and that you've had somebody, you know, read through it for you, so that you know that what you're signing is what you thought you were signing, that like what somebody's taught you orally is not different to what is written down. Okay, so to make sure you've got help with that. But I do feel that it would mean that something that you've been waiting patiently for, that you do get a closure for that, and that would be very positive. And probably this is why that the angels are sending you so many signs. You might find that you've been tired as well recently. Okay, I think I find that when a lot of spirit or angels come in and out through my energy. Okay, so you know, don't get disheartened, and don't ignore them, but try and make sense of what they're showing you, and be cautious, I suppose, is the thing there. Martina, never had one in any of your lives. Well, Martina, you will have an angel card right this minute. You definitely will. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one dropped out. Ah, dreams, it says. Okay, so Martina, stop holding yourself back. And I don't necessarily believe that you do this intentionally, okay? It's not that you don't want the best things in life for you. It's just that you hang on so tightly to what you do have that you don't see the opportunities that are coming, okay? And there's a huge window of opportunity now, probably not before the autumn time, okay? But I said there's a huge window of opportunity here for big change in your life, but you may not see it unless you're looking for it, okay? So again, as I said to a couple of people before, Don't look backwards. Don't look at what people around you are doing. Don't look at where you are now. Look at where you're going. Okay. Eyes on the prize always. And a lot of honesty is required here. Okay. And you need to be honest with yourself about what you want and where you want to be. So do give some thought about what it is you want from life, or where it is you want to go from where you are in life, because your opportunity for change will come up in the autumn time, and you're going to need to know what you want from this opportunity, because otherwise it'll pass you by while you're still thinking about it. Okay, so give some thought to where it is you want to be, but your energy is sky high. Okay, you have all the energy there. It's not saying that you need necessarily any healing or any empowerment or anything. It's more like you're holding the fire here. Okay, so huge enthusiasm within you and huge energy to bring about this change. It's just acknowledging or recognizing when the change is, there for the taking, I suppose, or the opportunity is there for the taking. So give it some thought before you get to that point. Okay, so I know I have a couple of people on that are looking for, you're so welcome, Martina and Lorna, no problem at all. And Galaxy J4 didn't come back to me with an actual name, so I can't read that person. It's very difficult to do a reading, when you don't even have I can't see your aura, I can't feel the vibration from your voice. And all I have is a name, like, Trudy is a single name. We even have like Jennifer's iPad or whatever it is, Jennifer's tablet. Even though that I have the first name, it gives me some vibration that I can hold on to. But if I don't even have that, I don't have anything to read from you. Okay, so there has to be some energy there. So just trying to explain why I can't do it when I don't have the accurate name. Okay, so I do want to just take a minute and see if I can connect with someone from Spirit. I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm going to stay on another few minutes because, as I say, I have an early start again tomorrow. So let's see. Okay, so even though I know that there's a couple of people that have been particularly waiting and hoping for mediumship messages, I can't guarantee that any message will be specifically for them. So I would like it if everybody else would just listen, and hopefully we can get the right person for somebody that's coming through. I want to talk about a female that's in spirit, okay, a lady, but I don't feel like she's an old lady, okay? And I feel like when she left very quickly, but I do feel that there may have been some like treatment, that either that there was a resuscitation attempt, or she may have even been in hospital, maybe on life support or something like that. I feel like there's a lot of tubes down here and even in my nose and stuff like that. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot going on. So I have no medical and thank God I've never been resuscitated, or anybody, well, I mean, I would have preferred he would have been resuscitated, but he wasn't. So I don't really know what that entails, but I definitely know that this is a female and that there would have been an attempt at intervention for her, but that she left. Okay, so I don't feel like this was suicide or anything. I feel like this was something medical. And I suppose I do want to say that this lady may have been in her 50s, but I don't feel she would have been older than that. Okay, she feels quite young to me. Okay, I know this is going to sound strange, but I feel with this lady that she was it's almost like she just she just said goodbye to somebody. Okay, I really don't believe this lady was expecting to go. I don't necessarily feel like there was illness with her. So something happened very suddenly. And I feel like the last thing that I remember is saying goodbye to somebody. And when you're standing outside, like at somebody's gate, and I can't be certain if she was getting into the car and going away, or she was saying goodbye to somebody that was leaving her house and they were getting in the car and go away. But when you're saying goodbye to somebody at a gateway, and I feel like this is kind of one of the last memories that she would have had of this. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Danielle, thanks for that. God love you. That was my daughter. She can't get it up. What was that, Jacinta? I don't really understand. Oh, Rebecca, you're J4. Okay, let's get to this first and we'll see. because I did promise I'd make time for some mediumship. So Danielle has just sent me a message saying that I did a reading for her, and I'd said to her that I didn't see a move for her for about 14 to 18 months. And she said 18 months later, they did move into their forever home. And I'm so delighted for you, Pet. I hope you're happy there. I really do. Okay, so somebody knows my sister was 58, had an illness arise quickly. Okay. So Jacinta, does what I'm saying to you make sense, in that she seemed to be living a very normal life, and then all of a sudden it's like she may have been like straight away in hospital on life support or something. Okay, that there was a lot of treatment here, but it all happened very, very quickly. Because I don't feel like this is someone who was like, you know, suffering cancer for a couple of years or anything like this. Okay. And also, if you think back with what you know about your sister, had somebody come to visit, or had she been visiting somebody? I feel like she just said goodbye to somebody, and this is one of the last memories that she has. Okay. So as I said, either she was leaving somebody's house or somebody was leaving her house, but I feel like I'm saying goodbye to somebody, but I didn't realize it was the last time that I was going to say goodbye to them. And does your sister have a son? Okay, if we can recognize it's your sister, I'll invite you to come on if you want to. She has 2 boys. Okay, let me bring you on if I can figure out how to do it. Okay, so let me see. Where's my list of people? Jacinta, or promote to panelists. Okay, so I'm sending you a request to join. If you're in your 90, I don't want to come on, I understand. That's okay. Hey, Jacinta. Now we have no volume. Why have we no sound? Oh, I've turned off my video now. Sorry. Why have we no sound with you? Okay, so let's see. Hey, Jacinta. So someone has just come on. I'm not sure, is it Liz? It's just a Hawaii phone as well, and saying that it could also be her auntie, that her auntie had a heart attack, was on life support, and we were with her and her son when she passed. Okay, so let's find out what's going on for you. So does anything that I said with regards to saying goodbye to somebody, and this being one of her last memories? No, I can't hear you. Hang on. You're on mute or something.
No.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry.
She was on a second kidney transplant. So she had it
Okay.
2 years, and she was dealing with Beaumont, and they picked up on something else. But it wasn't, I don't think she was expecting it to kind of become as rapid as it did.
Okay, and did she pass within maybe a couple of days?
No, I'd say it started around, could have been January, February, and she died in the July. Okay.
I don't think it's your sister. I would love to say that it is, because I'd love to bring her through for you, but I don't think this one was. It sounds, I'm not sure who's on the Huawei. I'll invite them to come on now, but this feels to me like somebody who literally had something out of the blue, and then like they were maybe on life support or being resuscitated or something, and passed within a day or 2.
Okay.
So what I'd love to say, it's her. It doesn't feel like it. I'm
sorry. She'll probably come
sorry.
through sometime.
Yeah, she will. Listen, thanks for coming
Okay,
on anyway, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.
Figure out I'll take you off of being a panelist now. Okay, so I'll put you back to attendee. Now it is Liz. Okay, so did that not take you back to attendee? There you go. And let's see, who are we? P30. P30 Light, is that you? That's you. More promote to panelist. Okay, so I've sent you a request to come on. Okay, so I don't want to mute myself, sorry. So where are you? Okay, so no sound, no video. Ask to unmute. I'm asking you to unmute. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Can you hear me?
I can, and I'm asking you to start your video as well.
Perfect.
There you are. Hey Liz, how are things?
I'm okay. How are you?
Sure, I can't complain, thanks. Everybody's sick of listening to me complain, so I can't complain anymore.
Not at all.
The bright evenings are definitely making me feel a lot better.
Like ourselves.
So you're saying this could sound like your auntie. So was your auntie just in her 50s when she passed?
She was
Okay.
she was between 56 and 58. And what I
God.
mentioned, what I mean by the message that her son, what I meant to say was that her son has passed away 3 weeks ago. So that's what made me click.
Ah, okay. Okay. So that's why she's mentioning her son. Okay. So your sound is a bit broken. So let me just say it just in case people aren't hearing it clearly. So you're fine. What Liz is saying to me here, in case you didn't catch it, was just that her aunt passed away somewhere between the age of 56 and 58, and that she left suddenly. But when this lady that I'm connected with mentioned her son, and this is telling me that that auntie's son passed just 3 weeks ago. So it would be very.
Baby, sorry, not to cut across. I've also another aunt that has passed away. She was in the same bracket, but there was a couple of years between them. She was in her 50s, and her son also would have been passed away. He's 20 years gone now. So whether they're both sisters, you know what I mean?
Very tragic, and the sons are lost to them. God love them. Okay, so let me see now. You have to think, and I know you're probably thinking back several years, but the fact that this was sudden for somebody, okay, and this would have been somebody that had some kind of treatment, whether there was an attempt to resuscitate them or they were put on life support for a short time, but they did pass away, okay?
Yeah, they both were. That's the funny thing. Both died of heart attack.
Okay, and does it make sense that I'm remembering that one of them would have been saying goodbye to somebody just shortly before this happened? So whether she had visited somebody had visited, yes, okay.
Yes, because my aunt said that would have lived in town. The other one was in England, to make it easier. The one in town would always go out to the gate and say goodbye to her other sister, and she was called to her in the morning.
Okay, that was the last time she saw her. Okay, so I think we're definitely on the right track this time. I'm so sorry, poor Jacinta. I feel terrible if I brought her on and it wasn't her, but we had to try. Okay, so let's see if we can get more from this lady. Sorry, I'm laughing, and I'm laughing because she keeps showing me herself in, like, you know, like I keep calling them the Victorian type of nighties, you know, the long flowing ones. But this one's like in a baby blue that she shows me. So I don't know if the color itself or the nightie itself means something to you, but she laughs, you know, herself at the memory of it. Okay. I'd say she was like me, you know, she loved her bare feet, didn't she? She loved going around in her bare feet.
Yes. Yeah. All my aunts do. Yeah.
I love my bare feet. I even have underfloor heating in the house. My mother called me after a singer called Sandy Shaw. You probably won't remember her, but
I do.
She was on the radio the morning that I was born, and she was also a singer who loved to be on stage in her bare feet. So my mother says I got it from the name. Okay. And you know, she was someone who was like so full of life. She's like, I describe this energy like a bee. She's here, she's there, she's all over the place. You know, she doesn't just start one sentence and finish it through. Her thoughts are going in every direction. She's just so busy in her head. Now, this lady had more than one son though, didn't she? And the one that's gone over to her now wasn't the one that was her blue-eyed boy, because she said he's reminding me that I have to now splurge this attention on him. Okay, so the one that's here was the blue-eyed boy. So he's taken his opportunity to have his time with you, Mammy. And she just kind of goes, and I'm loving giving him that attention. Okay. Okay, sorry. Now, she's actually really funny. She's very, very humorous. And this is the way she comes across, and she says, what the hell is wrong with you? She said, you're always talking about doing stuff and you never do any of it. She says, what's going on? She said, do you know you only have one chance at this life? So she's like, really like, come on. So she's not a sit around and wait for life to happen kind of person. She's a go out and do it, and you might be slightly different. And she says, what's wrong with you? So she's quite funny, you know. But like, it's not that she's given out. It's really like she's being humorous about it, you know. Now, she always used to sit on the step of the back door, didn't she?
Oh my God, she did.
I just feel like I want to sit on the step of the back door, like, just the breeze blowing into my face, and I feel connected with life. And she said, I miss that. I miss it so, so much. And I keep seeing a butterfly flying at your face. Did you have a butterfly at some point that was flying into your face?
It would have been a couple of months ago. Yes, I do see him out the back. It's funny you say that. My sister had one in her house yesterday.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was giving out about the amount of butterflies in the garage there today. And yeah, it's just so weird, isn't it? Maybe
It
they're
is.
coming out
I
of their
love my
cocoons.
butterflies and robins.
I always feel that they are signs from spirit, especially when they won't go away. They're just around you all the time. And she gives me the impression, I've never seen a blue butterfly, but I want to say that there's some blue in this butterfly. I don't know, is that a thing? Is there such a thing as a blue butterfly? Mostly I'd see kind of red and yellow and stuff. But for some reason, I want to say that must have been some blue in this butterfly. There's something about the color blue. And she says it keeps hitting you in the face, kept hitting you in the face. But she said, would you take a hint? No. She said this one goes around with her nose in the air.
That's me.
Now, did you have something wrong with the back wheels of your car?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm just asking her, can you just give me a couple of things that you've seen going on around her? I want her to know that you're around all the time and not just when she's watching me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, oh God, yeah. She said, that bloody car, will she ever just change it? You have a daughter of your own, don't you, Liz?
I do.
And I want to say, and I know everybody's in a bad place emotionally at the moment. It's like she's saying to me that your daughter is giving up on her dream or her hope. And she said you're to give her a kick up the backside. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to speak to your daughter and see, has she been kind of losing her enthusiasm for something recently? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That she should be driving towards something. And your aunt is saying to you, give her a kick up the backside and tell her to keep plowing forward. Okay. So she's really, she's really Irish, this lady. I know you're telling me she lived in the UK or whatever, but she's Irish.
No, she could be the Irish one.
Oh yeah, I thought
The
you said
Irish one.
she was living in the UK. Okay.
Yeah, I had one living in the UK as well. So
The
they're
other
both sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bet. I keep wanting to talk about a house, okay? The home house, is there somebody still living in the home house, say, where they would have lived? Is that still within the family?
Not. The one
I
in
tell you what
England.
I'm saying, right? And not necessarily her house, say, where she would have lived, before she died. Maybe even the one where she grew up in. But what I'm feeling is that somebody has been doing some work to a house, and I feel like this house is very close to her heart. And I want to say, okay, this is going to sound maybe very strange, but I want to say that there's some kind of a wall. Okay, when you come out of a house and then there's maybe a little wall and then your back garden or whatever. And I feel like someone's taken away this wall, or that it's been knocked down somehow. Does this make sense?
The shivers are going up to my spine now because.
Okay.
Sorry now.
You're all right.
That was our home that we grew up in. I said my mom was coming through as well because the house they grew up in, it was the house we grew up in was a council house, and my father had built a wall out the back to separate the garden and the garage. And when both mom and dad passed away, the house went back and the council knocked the wall.
Just knocked it down. That's what they do. They just clear it back to the way it was. And that was that probably Dad's pride and joy. God love him after he built it himself.
Yeah.
God love him. Okay, so that's
the family home she could be talking about. There's somebody new in there now.
Okay. And you said it's your mum's 70th birthday coming up, didn't you?
Just last Monday, Monday gone, sorry.
God love her.
I know.
She's such a young lady to be gone,
She was 67. My dad was 65.
God love her. So let me see. Is this you, ma'am? A little bit more reserved maybe than the aunt that came through. Okay, ma'am. Not that she can't speak her mind, but she wouldn't be as forthcoming as the auntie. And I feel with her that even before she left, like she found it hard to speak her emotions, okay? That she wasn't necessarily, you'd have to pull information out of her is what I'm feeling from her, okay? Coax her a little bit. And she used to hold on to her emotions a lot, because even as she's coming through, I feel bogged down with emotions that I haven't kind of dealt with, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But your dad was gone first, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Was he only gone 4 years before her, though?
5.
5, okay.
Just 4. Sorry. Yeah, just before. Yes,
Just
you're
4,
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's easy for me to sit here and say she never got over that, because I don't think you'd ever get over losing a life partner. But I'm not sure she ever dealt with the grief.
No.
And you know, it's not what the older generation did. They didn't do grief counseling or anything like that. Sure, they didn't. You know, and you know, so, and I think that this was something that she never fully dealt with.
No.
Do you have a brother that, I don't want to say that he didn't have a good relationship with your mum, but I want to say that perhaps he's holding on to some regret, because I feel like she wants to say to him not to concentrate on. You have no
No, I
brother.
have no brothers.
Does she have a brother of
No.
her own?
He's passed on.
Okay. I definitely wanted to say that it's the feeling
It
like
could be
brother.
the other side of the family.
No, it's definitely your
what I
mum.
might do is, I don't want to say too much because there's
Yeah.
too many people listening.
Yeah, and that's the way it's all.
Stay with you to see, but I will.
So look, whether it's a brother-in-law for you or whatever, a brother-in-law for her, I just feel that there was somebody that maybe didn't keep up contact with her maybe in the last weeks or months, and is feeling some regret now, and that they would have been good to her in the past. Just somebody's part was probably dealing with their own stuff, but I feel like they're holding on to a lot of regret now, and she definitely doesn't want somebody to hold on to this regret. And there may even have been maybe some words or some tension between them. But she said this was one little moment in time from donkey's years of time. Okay.
I have a funny feeling it's my dad coming through that side. I understand exactly
What he's saying. Okay. So the energy is changing, because they know we don't have a lot of time, so they're just like flitting in and flitting out. But definitely wants all that negativity to be let go, and this needs to be, you know, we need to concentrate on the time we did have together, and I'm not defined by one moment in time. Okay. Or our relationship wasn't defined by one moment in time. Okay. So, and you know, they're all coming through together, so they've all reconnected in the spirit world. All they want is for you to know that they're around. Okay. And especially for you to know that your cousin is reconnected with his mum, and he's been what's the word, mollycoddled in the spirit world. And he's loving every minute of it. Okay, Pet.
So thank
no,
you.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Thanks a million. Take care, Liz. Bye. Okay, guys. So a few of you hung around to watch that. Oh, I have to put you off. Sorry, I didn't realize that you can't do that yourself. So let me take you down from there so you can. It'll take off now in a second. I have done it. That's it. Okay. So guys, I am going to go to bed and take some rest. I hope you enjoyed that. Even sometimes if we're not getting the message ourselves, and I do understand that there was a couple of other people, Jennifer and Sue, and I will come back on again. Unfortunately, for the next few weeks, I'm going to have to come on like this because Facebook are punishing me. But once I get back on live, I'm going to try and do it in the group setting, because I find when I'm live on my Facebook page, that we just get a lot of spammers and stuff, and it takes my attention away, and I was able to put a lot of attention into the readings tonight, and I felt that it went a lot better. Okay, so thanks so much everybody for bearing with me for the last hour and 20 minutes when I said I was only going to be half an hour or so. And I will come on again soon. I'll do the same as I did before. I'll post the link on the Facebook page and I'll try and give you more notice next time. It's just that it's been really busy with the pandemic and everything. And I just find that by the time I get to the time of night when everyone's online, I'm just too exhausted a lot of the time to do it. But I am having 3 days off. I'm not off Friday. I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I might try and do something during those days as well. Okay, guys, thanks a million and have a good night. And we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.